Good afternoon to all you spectacular souls and soulettes. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you very much for clicking that button and joining me for today's video. Hope you're all having a fantastic weekend so far. Now guys, for the longest time it has been an ambition of mine to put together a fully traditional bushcraft kit, and I think a lot of other bushcrafters aspire to do the same. For me guys, there is no better feeling and nothing quite gives me the fizz like stepping into the woods with a fully traditional bushcraft kit comprising of canvas, oil lamps and period correct gear. Now ladies and gents, if you are a frequent viewer of the channel, you will be aware last year I was a very lucky boy and I became the proud owner of a Frost River Isle Rail pack. Now that particular pack was on my grail item list for a very long time, but now I own it, I can honestly say I fell in love with it. Unfortunately, a lot of my current gear doesn't really fit in with that pack. Now alongside that bag there's always been one other piece of grail kit I wanted to get my sticky fingers on, but it's always been out of reach because it is an expensive bit of kit. But just recently guys, an absolute diamond of a gent has taken that fantasy and made it a reality. And today guys, we're going to take a look at my second piece of grail kit, the Bushcraft Spain oilskin tarp. And here she is guys, the Bushcraft Spain oilskin tarp in forest green. Let's take a look. Now guys, if you're not already familiar with the company Bushcraft Spain is a company who specialise in handmade artisan products, and they're based out in Valencia. Their products range from oilskins to merino wools and traditional canvas products. Their oilskin tarps are amongst their most popular products, and that is what we're going to take a look at today, so let's get it open. So packaging, straight off you can see it comes wrapped in some very nice traditional brown packet paper. Very nice touch, and we have the emblem Bushcraft Spain on the front. And we'll use the paper as a ground cloth. So the tarp we have here today guys is Bushcraft Spain's 3x3 metre model, and this is pretty much a standard size in the bushcraft community and one we are all familiar with. In keeping with the traditional aesthetics of the tarp, we are going to rig this today using some tarred bank line. This is a number 30, size 30, 125 feet, so we'll do all gar lines and ridge line with this. Ooh, smells bloody lovely this guys. It's got a breaking strain of 125 kilo I think, so we should be safe with this. Tarp's coming in at 3 kilo, we'll get into that soon. But we're going to go with a simple trucker's hitch knot just to get this tarp rigged. Right guys, and she's up, and she's looking absolutely fantastic. Now when I found out I was going to be receiving this absolutely beautiful piece of handmade artisan rustic craft cotton canvas oilskin mastery, as you can imagine I trawled the comment section on forums, YouTube and all of the places just to find out people's opinions, people who already own this tarp, just to get their thoughts on it. And I am glad to report out of hundreds and hundreds of positive reviews, there was only one disgruntled customer. You can find this video on YouTube actually, he did do a video. And his tarp when he received it was not up to his expectations. And when I saw his video I was honestly a little bit shocked and a little bit worried at receiving my tarp and it being in the same sort of condition. I'm glad to report after a quick look around this tarp, stitching and the overall quality just seemed to be top notch. Now I will also admit I have been a little bit generous and overzealous with the tarred bank line on the guy lines. Two corners have got 5 meters, one corner's got 4 and one corner's got 2.5, so we're going to have to rectify that and buy some more, fix that problem in the future, but it's up and it's looking absolutely fantastic. What do you think guys? I'll bring you in closer for a closer look now and you can inspect the tarp yourselves. So the main problem the other gent found with this sample was the stitching, and I can honestly say the stitching was absolutely terrible. It was not straight in any area, it overlapped in some places, it ran off the actual canvas on other places, loose threads everywhere, and it did look a mess. The same could be said for his vinyl patch. The stitching on that was pretty bad. The stitching ran off the patch, inside the patch, and it was a pretty terrible example. But again, you can see here, apart from this tiny bit, but it's still on the patch, I'm happy with that. The tarp features 19 anchor points, which is the same as a standard DD tarp, so lots of options there for configuring this into as many shelters as you can imagine. Each corner is reinforced with double stitching, as you can see there, and underneath we also have double material to reinforce that corner anchor point. We have 3 double stitched anchor points that sit on the central ridge line, and again these are double reinforced on both sides of the tarp to give that extra strength. And there we have it, guys. As you can see, the quality is certainly there with this tarp, and I will say this is probably genuinely what you can expect from Bushcraft Spain as a company. I'll also go out on a limb and say the other gent's experience with this tarp was probably just an anomaly, maybe a trainee tarp or a prototype that slipped out somewhere and wasn't checked. But in my experience, I have got a fantastic looking, very rustic, traditional looking tarp. Right guys, time to give you some specs on the tarp, and we'll start with construction first. So the tarp is constructed from a heavy duty cotton canvas fabric, which is then treated to a wax oil solution which impregnates some fibres, making this a highly water resistant shelter. Another benefit of this being a cotton canvas tarp is its resistance to errant campfire sparks. I'm sure we've all experienced at some point in the past when you've camped near an open campfire and you're camping with something like the DD Superlight or even the normal DD range, you can become susceptible to tiny micro burns and pinholes in your tarp when you see them floaty sparks come floating off the fire straight onto your tarp. In the morning you see daylight and you wonder why. A tarp of this nature should make that a non-issue in the future, so one less thing to worry about. And again guys, this is a very heavy duty piece of kit, and the total weight of this tarp comes in at 3 kilo or 105 ounces. So this is in no way intended to be a lightweight shelter. In fact, this is probably best used for reenactments or car camping, something like that. But you would definitely not want to go hiking any long distance with this tarp. So should you own one of these beautiful canvas tarps yourself? I will say, if you are a traditional bushcrafter like myself, or the traditional bushcraft scene does appeal to you, this is going to be one of them fundamental changes you're going to have to make to your kit, and the heavy cotton canvas tarp is going to be an integral piece of that kit, and that will help you get closer to that feeling of camping in the oldie days. Reasons not to buy this tarp, I can think of 2. First one straight off the bat is its weight. Again, this is a heavy beast, and if you're the kind of person that's counting grams in your pack, this is definitely not for you. The second reason you would not be interested in this tarp is the price. And the price of this tarp in the UK is £200 plus shipping to your address. So £200, $251 plus your shipping. Shipping for this to reach me over in the UK was £54. So you're looking close to $300, if not over, for this tarp in the States. So it is a very expensive bit of kit, but very beautiful. So one thing to note about this particular tarp and all of the products coming from Bushcraft Spain is that these items are handmade. So all items are going to come with small differences, making each product unique. Another feature I love about this tarp are the fabric loops situated around the tarp. And a lot of manufacturers for this style of tarp tend to use leather with copper rivets and brass D-rings for the pull-out points. I'm not a massive fan of that style. I much prefer this, one from an aesthetic point of view, and 2 from a durability point of view. I think this style will prove to be much more durable down the road. So as you can hear guys, we are experiencing a little bit of a shower at the minute, and we have got rain forecast for the day, which is good news for the tarp because we can test that in real time. So far so good. Everything is bone dry inside, which you'd expect, and the coating on this, the treatment they use, should last for many years. And I've got some really good ideas to use this tarp. So again, if you follow the channel previously, I have the Polish Lavoo, the large Polish Lavoo canvas shelter. I think one of them are a bit worse for wear now. I've used it loads over the years and I've done a few mods with it here and there, and it has sustained a little bit of damage on one of the arm openings due to the chimney on the hot tent, so that needs repairing. But that has a heavy duty wax coating on that, as you've seen, so that is pretty much impervious to any wet weather. And I'm thinking of using a half shelter with that and then the tarp over it, so we're covered from the back and then we've got all this sort of area here to have a small fire under. I think that would be a really nice setup. I look forward to doing that. So while we're under the tarp, guys, I fixed myself a nice hot coffee, so cheers. And I've also recently found myself a new brand of noodle, and today we are going to try the chili fire. I'm guessing these are going to be hot, ready in 3 minutes, so we're going to get them on the Avenue Titanium and get scoffing. Ooh, so they're thicker than normal noodles, they're like egg noodles. Plop these into the mug and let them boil. You can't beat noodles for a quick lunch. Never, never, never. Ooh, spicy little number. So ladies and gents, what do you think of the new tarp? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. As you can imagine, I am absolutely blown away with it, and I would like to say a massive, massive thank you to Steve Abner again. His generosity knows no bounds and he has made this possible for me, so thank you very much, Steve. We're actually hoping, me and Steve, to get together next year for a trip. We're hoping to do the Bushcraft show together, so fingers crossed that comes into fruition so I can shake his hand in person. I will say as well, I'm becoming a big fan of that tarred nylon twine, or bank line, whatever you want to call it. I think it was about £10, maybe a little bit more, off Amazon, but it has a couple of benefits over your traditional paracord, 550 paracord. It doesn't stretch when it's wet. It holds knots really well because it does have like a tacky substance on it, the tar, and this one has a rating of 125 kilos, so more than strong enough for all your camp tasks, guy lines, ridge lines, even for a heavy tarp like this. Oh, they're boiling away, lovely. That's lovely and dry underneath. Oh, another benefit of this I forgot to mention in the video, if you're still knocking about, it's breathable as well, so condensation shouldn't be an issue with this tarp. So I'm maybe looking at some other products from Bushcraft Spain to accompany this tarp. I do like the look of their merino wool blankets, and that will replace the British Army blanket I've got on the bottom of the Frost River pack at the minute. It's not a full-length blanket, the British military one I picked up. It is nice and thick, but it only covers like your torso and your kneecaps, so I don't know whether that was the size or I got gypped. But yeah, the merino wool blankets from Bushcraft Spain do look awesome, so I might be picking one up for the kit. Let's give these noodles a blast. I think I put way too much water in there, so it's a soupy noodle. Can you see them? Nice and thick, them noodles. Oh, they've got a solid kick to them. I don't know if you can see them there. Much thicker than the normal ones I'm used to. they have got a kid to them. Lovely. Right guys, and that pretty much wraps up today's video. The video review of the Bushcraft Spain oilskin tarp. I do hope you've enjoyed it. And let me know if it's something that you're considering to add to your kit. You're more than welcome to stick about and watch me eat my spicy noodles. But I'm going to end the video there. I will say, next week's video we will be looking at the One Tigress hammock. I've been looking forward to pairing that with this. So stay tuned to the channel for that. Till the next one guys, have yourselves a cracking bank holiday weekend. And I'll see you in the next one. So, until then, you stay safe. And as always, stay crafty. See you again guys. Bye-bye. Gums are itching.